You've likely heard the story. Wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone, and they changed the course of the rivers. It's a tidy, satisfying narrative. But the truth is far stranger. The rivers didn't just change because wolves ate some elk. They changed because the elk that survived started to think differently. The landscape was reshaped not by death, but by the idea of death. This is the ecology of fear. For decades, without wolves, the valleys and riverbanks of Yellowstone were a safe, all-you-can-eat buffet for elk. They could stand in the open, browsing on young willows and aspens for hours. But when the wolves returned, these open areas became kill zones. Suddenly, a quiet stream bank wasn't just a place for a drink, it was a potential ambush site. The elk didn't have to see a wolf, they just had to know a wolf could be there. This constant, low-level apprehension is a powerful force. The elk began avoiding the valleys, sticking to areas with better lines of sight, even if the food was worse. Because they were no longer browsing the riverbanks down to the nub, the willows and aspens exploded in growth. Their roots, for the first time in generations, began to truly grip the soil, acting like a living rebar, stabilizing the riverbanks against erosion. The river's edge was being physically redesigned by an emotion. This sudden abundance of willow was a signal. It was an invitation for an ecosystem engineer that had been missing for almost as long as the wolves, the beaver. They returned, finding the perfect construction material waiting for them. Beavers don't just build dams, they are nature's hydraulic engineers. They began to replumb the entire Lamar Valley, one stick at a time. A single beaver dam can fundamentally alter a local environment. The water slows down, spreading out and creating ponds and marshland. This raises the water table, nurturing a wider variety of plants. The slowed water also drops its sediment, which builds up the valley floor. The river, which had been cutting a straight, deep channel, was now forced to slow down, to meander, to braid into complex, life-giving patterns. This created a cascade of cascades. The new beaver ponds became habitats for otters, muskrats, and ducks. Amphibians and fish thrived in the cooler, deeper pools. Songbirds returned to nest in the flourishing willows. The carcasses left by wolves provided food for bears and eagles. The ecosystem wasn't just recovering, it was becoming more complex, more resilient, woven together by threads of fear, engineering, and opportunity. What we see isn't just a new river, but an old one reawakening. The straight, incised channels were the aberration, a scar left by an unbalanced system. The meandering, braided, life-filled river is its natural state, a form held in the memory of the ecosystem, waiting for the right catalyst. That catalyst wasn't just the wolf's tooth, it was the elk's fear. And this reveals a profound principle that extends far beyond Yellowstone. The invisible landscape of perception, of risk and safety, directly sculpts the physical world. An animal's decision-making process, driven by ancient survival instincts, can be a geomorphic agent as powerful as ice or water. The fear in an elk's mind can, over time, move a mountain stream. And that makes you wonder, what other invisible forces are shaping the world right under our feet? Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.